These two properties were squatted by ungrateful relatives for many, many years. They used this property for their livelihood. In 2020, my husband and I went back to the Philippines to claim what is ours, to see the status of the property, and this is what we found. Very sad. It was very sad for my husband to see their beautiful house turned to a house like this. I am not being critical, but I am just telling the truth. And the truth is, they have used these properties as their livelihood. And in fact, the last person who stayed here for 27 years, and he made a killing out of these properties and very ungrateful to. And they used the two-story as a boarding house. I am very sure that they were making money. Even though they were making money, they were not even maintaining the house. We gave them notice that we are going to be taking over the property. So I am pretty sure that they destroyed the property before we came home. I know how they are, very ungrateful. It is very sad to see how people are like that. They even turned the house into a Church of Christ without the permission of the owners. My husband and I are very sad how the house turned out to be this way. How can people do this to their own uncle? My husband doesn't say much, but I know he's hurting inside because this was once a beautiful house in the 60s, and my parents-in-law really worked hard for this house. And the sad thing is, the people that lived here, I know they are very ungrateful because now they hate my husband, and they're also wishing him to die. I've heard that from people. And I am very, very sad for people like that who have used this property and have made a livelihood out of this property. People don't understand how we feel because we've been treated badly. And the people that lived here, they don't even talk to my husband anymore. They hate him, and they even said, why did he come back anyway? His coming back, they said, caused a lot of problem for them. In 2020, like I said, my husband and I came for a vacation to see the status of the house. And as soon as we saw the house, there's no way that we could live in it. So, and this is the new look of the house. As you can see, we totally renovated the whole house from the ground up. And we've also added several rooms. It cost a lot of money to renovate this house, and it took us 2 years to complete the renovation. When we took over the property, the people that used to live here, they took the fosso, which is the well, to provide water for us. They took the water tank, the water pump, and they destroyed the toilets so that we cannot live in this house while we are in the Philippines. So even though they took all of those, we still stayed in the house. But every night we had to go to McDonald's to use the bathroom for the night. And also the electricity was disconnected because of non-payment. So they kept the other place with electricity because they were living in it. But the two-story, they disconnected the electricity. So when we moved in 2020, we didn't have electricity in the two-story house, and we had to buy electric wirings. What do you call that? We had to buy power cords, a long extension, so that we can connect it to the bungalow to the house. Even though it's unlivable, we decided to stay there a few days before we came back to the US. Before we could move into the house in 2020, I had to buy a well pump, have it installed, a water tank, and a water pump, and have them installed in order for us to live comfortably for a while until we get the electricity. In order for us to have electricity in the house, we had to pay their unpaid bills of 18,000. So in other words, they lived in this house for 27 years. They were able to use this house as their livelihood, and they even told me that the income of this house was able to put their son to school in college. Some people really don't understand how my husband and I feel, the pain that they have caused us. Because up to now, they are still causing us pain. I guess I'm really mad at them because I spend a lot of money renovating this house, and they don't realize what they have done and also what this house provided for them for 27 years. I guess there are people like that, very ungrateful, disrespectful to their uncle, especially. So I'm just venting out my frustrations to these people that have stayed here, that are very ungrateful to their uncle. There are other properties that has been squatted by his relatives. For many years, we've kept it in, and no one is talking from our side. But it's been painful, I think, for us. There are 3 families that still talks to us and are not upset with us. They are very grateful that they were able to use the property. So now there's only one person staying in my husband's property, and we are allowing him to do that because he's good to us. The people that are good to us, we care about them. But the people that are bad to us, we could care less what happens to them, right? I'm only human. I get, I feel pain. So that's why I'm venting out. By the way, those other family who have lived in my husband's properties, they're not talking to us either. Like I said, only 3 families are talking to us, and they were grateful. And we care about them, we really do. So that's how we are. If people are nice to us, then we care about them. We really, you know, we want them around and we want to be around them. That's how we are. We are not really bad people. Well, the 3 families I'm referring to are the one taking care of our house there now, and we are very grateful to them. We really are. Well, one of them decided to quit and left. So we have the 2 families that still talk to us and grateful. They are the one actually taking care of this property, and they are doing a good job. Without them, we don't know what we can do because we are here in the States. And we are really grateful to them. And because this property is now a boarding house, we have to take on more employees to work for us. And we've decided to hire my husband's relatives because, they're relatives. They are good relatives. And we are very grateful for that. That we still have good relatives around that cares about us. Not everybody is bad. So we are very thankful. We just hired 2 more. Well, 1 last year and 1 more this year because we need a lot of people to maintain this property. So I have spilled out my pain and now it's all out in the open. I feel much better. They said that to heal is to let it all out. So I don't want to keep it in. I'm letting it all out. And maybe one of these days I could forgive those who have caused us pain. But it takes both ways, not only on my end. But I know that God is providing for us, and we're always thankful for God for whatever we have. And that's how we are. We're very grateful. And I'm always praying to God that He'll take care of us in the end. This is all for now, and thanks for watching and listening. I hope you can relate to my story. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that can relate to my stories, especially for the balikbayans. This is all for now. This is Eliza Gagarin. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.